your behavior. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? It'll be seen in your behavior, which is a result or really seen or conveyed in your conversation. Are you hearing me? See, if you really have integrity with the Spirit of God, which it should be lined up with the vision of what the overall expectation is, not only in the house, but what you should learn to develop for yourself. The fact is, when you start setting standards based upon what the area of vision is, that should easily be translated from your personal to your corporate life, the fact of the matter is, you will disallow yourself to get involved with foolishness from anybody. Are you hearing me? So you would not allow sidebar conversations, just to throw it out there. You will not allow yourself to be caught up with all of the extra craziness that may happen on the baser church level, because you are a leader. You have been picked out in a biblical terminology among a sea of people. You are not just a pew member. If you have been elevated to whatever particular office that you may function in, the fact is, you are not just a pew member anymore. And there is a difference in your thought process that should separate you from just the baser people that come on Sunday morning and that's all they ever do. Because your calling and the vocation of what your area of responsibility is higher now. That's why you just can't do anything that you just want to do anymore. If that's your ideology, you're not ready to lead. You need to step down. If that's your ideology in terms of all of the youthful, foolish playing and around and all that stuff, because you have not given yourself over to where your integrity should match up with what God's expectation is of you, then you really may not be ready to really lead. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I wish I had more time. Watch this. When we talk about this now, that leads up to your vision. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So you have a level that creates a level of expectation, is what that is. Not experience, but expectation. Or standards. Have you ever been to a ministry that operates in excellence in every possible way? I mean, have you ever honestly, not maybe here in the city perhaps, I don't know. I know we went to one, we visited one surprisingly with our godparents in Florida. Wonderful ministry, honestly, it was incredible. I mean, from the time we pulled up on the parking lot, there was never a dry face. Everybody was passionate. Everybody was in their place, in their position. They flowed well together. There was never any issue. Now, I'm sure it's a church full of people, and wherever there's people, there's always some kind of problem. So we know that there's something that goes on because people are there, you understand? But overall, everything flowed well. We were greeted wonderfully. People didn't know who we were, but they didn't know who we were, so they greeted us even more passionately. And the fact of the matter is, by the time we left, we were so overtaken with this ministry that it just left an indelible mark on our heart and our mind, like I say every Sunday morning. And immediately we got back in the car after service, and I said, peace could be like this one day. Peace could do this. Peace could do that now. And the fact of the matter is that we are in the process of people understanding what it means to have a level of integrity in their behaviors. And when that happens, you will start to see people expanding their standards, or they may tighten their standards. Because once they start waking up, they don't want to go back anymore. And even if they want to go back, it's hard to go back. It's hard to go back. And the fact of the matter is that this causes us to check ourselves And all of this goes up to where vision now becomes a part of the process, which is now where we go back over here. Because now we can do ministry. Whatever it is that we want to do, we can do ministry. If I come to the church on Sunday morning and I say, listen, we need to raise $2,000. Honestly, I know that we all have issues with our finances and we all have bills and all that stuff. I should be able to say, listen, we need $2,000. I need everybody, I need 20 people to write me a $100 check. And before you start thinking that it's about finances, yes, it is a little about finances, but really what I'm talking about more so is the spirit of operation. Because when we are operating with vision, then God, listen, you've heard me say this before, and I told the brothers last night, when we start being realigned in our kingdom alignment, God will bring kingdom assignment to us. And when he brings kingdom assignment to us, provision has to come. Because he knows that we need some provision to do what he's calling us to do. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So when the vision becomes the base, my God, I feel an anointing in it. When the vision becomes a base and everybody receives it, then no matter what we need in terms of ministry functionality, it's going to happen. All I have to do is get up and say, listen, we have a need in the house. I want to start the youth ministry. And what we need these items. We need this, we need this, we need this. I can honestly, we actually threw out some stuff as ministry opportunities for people to help with ministries. Youth ministry, media ministry, ushers ministry, teachers, and nobody said anything. Nobody said a word. Now, the reason why that was kind of challenging to me is because I'm looking at everybody that's here. And I see the gifts, I see the abilities. And the fact of the matter is, some people have not made it to this point yet. To get to this point. Because it takes time to go from here, dealing with the real you, to where you develop some sense of integrity that we can see conveyed in how you do what you do, so that you can establish whatever your standards are, because now you're going to establish standards based upon your vision. Are you seeing what I'm saying? So then you come down here. Do you see what I mean? So we have to recognize, listen, it's important for us to understand why connecting vision with kingdom is so vital then. Are you making the connection, or am I just talking and you just looking at me like deer in the headlights? I want you to understand, this is where we want to be. We want a free flow in ministry. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Whether it's youth, whether it's women, whether it's young adult, whether it's men, whether it's married couples, whether it's singles ministry, whether it's a seniors ministry, whether it's an evangelistic ministry, whether it's intercessory ministry, we have things to do. And those are just some of the basic ministries that we want to launch off into. We still want to deal with people who have substance abuse. We still want to deal with people who have been raped. We still want to deal with people who have had suicidal tendencies. We still want to deal with young people who wrestle with being bullied in their schools. We want to wrestle with the fact of families needing to come together. We have all of this stuff to do. We got a whole lot of this, but we don't have a whole lot of this. Do you see what I'm saying? So we have to learn to connect to the kingdom. I want you to I asked you a moment ago, what is your concept of vision? Okay, 5 minutes. What is your concept of vision? I think we can this can kind of flow into something else, because there was something else that I wanted to say. Yes, real quick. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So it's all on me now to fix this integrity.
It is, and I want to interrupt you because we gotta keep going. But you're right on the head. The fact is that that's exactly the point. Because no matter how much I preach, no matter how much I teach, no matter how many times we come to worship, the fact is I can't force this down your throat like I want to sometimes. You understand what I'm saying? Because we just can't do it. I can't do this for you. My job is to cast a vision. It is to present to you what you need to do as far as biblical principles. I'm presenting the biblical principles for you. It's up to you to take it and to do something with it. But when you don't, you compromise everything else. Because your personal development is not translating very well into your corporate functionality. You have a quick question? Quick. Okay, quickly, go ahead.
Okay, now it's no secret I've been to rehab, but I also did a Jahari window. And this particular exercise is an exercise that causes you to challenge yourself in your intellect. And what it does is each level that you challenge yourself on, you move to the next level. I experienced this myself, and I didn't realize the gift that I had or the abilities that I had, or even the things that God had for me even existed for me. But once I started opening up my mind and allowing myself, I had to cut a lot of stuff off and hear Him, things started happening. I started moving up on that ladder. And now, hey, God has been opening up doors and blessing me.
Wonderful.
I've been able to bless the church.
Wonderful.
So I was just saying that this right here is more than just about ministry to others, but it's about ministry to ourselves.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Again, that is right, hit the nail right on the head. The point of leadership is that you have to make sure that you are challenged with whatever your area of development and growth is. Because again, I can't do it for you, but as leaders, you all are the middle ground. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You are the middle ground between me